Now, welcome back to Who Are You? Namaste.
Wagwanji.
I'm joined by actually the man who gave me the idea.
I helped you develop the idea. You came up with the bones of it.
Aye, but it was basically we were out a walk and you told me a story which I just went, what? I went, I literally love you. You're my best friend.
Aye.
I should know this. And then it was just baffling that. Like,
I know, it is amazing when you think about that, how you're so close with people, but you realistically know nothing about them.
No, and we're just going to tease people with that story because we're actually going to go all the way back to the future. No, kidding. We're going
All
to
the way back to the future.
I'm going to get Parkinson's.
Oh,
like,
nice. Okay.
Michael J. Fox. Is that his name?
Yes.
Right, thank God. I always thought Michael J. Fox was the
Michael J. Fox.
because Michael J. Fox is a jacked black guy, isn't he? He is, isn't he? The MMA fella.
Yeah.
Hey, sometimes we all get mixed up with.
I hate you.
You know, I'm colourblind. Right, but you took me to where your school was.
Yeah.
That was your high school, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Right. Where did you grow up? Like primary?
So, I grew up in the south side, kind of Castlemilk Crawford area, and I went to St Mirren's Primary School in the south
And
side.
why is it called?
near
Has it got
Cathcart.
ties to the football club? Is that why?
No. Just
Genuinely, no.
I don't know how it goes picking names of schools, but probably like patron saint or something cool. You know what I mean? Must have done something to get a school named after
Saint
them.
Mirren.
Saint Mirren.
That's the worst name ever.
Aye.
Been named after the worst football
I
team.
know. Well, it was probably before the football team.
Nah.
We're talking about the Bible here.
That's even funnier though, isn't it? They went, we should name a football club after this beautiful saint. And this club will be beautiful and will achieve so much.
Awful.
And then they're so shite. And then like my tie to St Mirren, and this is so funny to me, right? Because you went there in primary. Now my tie to St Mirren was I had an RE teacher who was a overly sweaty man who the children used
Funnily enough, I had the same.
Now I've heard this a lot. This might be a correlating thing where RE teachers just don't bathe. It's like, no, Jesus never bathed, so why should I?
Well, this RE teacher, I used to always say that he looked like a baby werewolf because this man was hairy as fuck.
Right,
I'm
but-
talking hair coming out sideburns, cheeks,
But no
everywhere.
hair here.
No, he had a full head of hair.
Did he?
He looked like fucking the werewolf
White.
guy for the werewolf guy for Harry Potter. That.
I know
Fucking
I know
aye.
the exact guy you're talking about. Do you know he's like I read a mad thing about him, like his biography, and it's horrendous, like the murders that werewolf guy did. That's why.
Aye, yeah.
Aye, it's so bad.
Crazy.
Aye, you need to Google that shit because I'm not saying it on here. But so he that was the crazy thing. He also didn't have hair here, but hair would go everywhere.
Everywhere else.
Everywhere, and I'm like, how the fuck? But the tie with that was he was a notorious St Mirren fan. So every time St Mirren would be shite, obviously all the BAMs would come in and go, all right, Tolly, how's your team doing today? And I remember this one time, it was used to get really bad winters. Like global warming, guys.
Yeah.
Don't get them anymore. It's fucking a billion degrees in Scotland. But back in the day when it was really bad winters,
2010, I remember, was a really bad one.
it was notorious that Tolly would basically cover his classroom in fallout gear. Like,
Right.
I'm talking, had to cover, barricade the whole thing because children would run in during classes and just lob snowballs at them and go and would genuinely say it's so harsh. That's the only wash you'll ever get.
Oh my god, children are brutal.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, did you ever like have any major ballers in like primary or high school? Because children are arseholes,
Major.
Any shite from like children? Were you bullied basically?
No, not really. Not really. Well, no, not that I can handle. People make comments and things like that, but
Aye.
I don't give a fuck. These people are nothing to me. Do you know what I mean? In the grand scheme of things.
Not a single fuck. But so see in like primary, right? You are obviously a very funny person. So and it's dead weird to me that you don't want to do stand up. Like the love isn't there because when we sit and talk and we riff, you're basically writing stand up.
Well, that's it. That came from. So I was very shy all through my time in school, and that very shy, painfully.
So you weren't like outspoken.
No, it didn't come naturally to me. I was very much go with the, don't make waves, go with the flow, that kind of thing.
Why do you think that though? Why were you so like why did you not want to be outspoken?
I think it was just nervousness. I felt I obviously I was taller than most. I was like the tallest in my class in that.
You always just been.
I was always tall. I was always big, you know.
Because you're what 6'3", 6'4"?
Yeah.
Aye.
I was 6'3"-ish, and just then again being the tallest, getting like to primary 7, you're taller than the teacher. Do you know what I mean? It was just that. But then somewhere along the line, I think my mum put me into the Scottish Youth Theatre
Nice.
as, God, must have been about 7 years old, something like that.
At 7?
Yeah.
So was that when... But prior to that, because you are an actor and, like, mate, tremendous. Like, I have literally been on set with you, and the writing you and I do together is fucking unbelievable. So prior to that, like, getting that youth theatre, did you were you wanting to be an actor at all?
So, well, as I said, I think I actually mentioned this first time I went on your other show. It was
The show that you and I...
Aye, but I don't know if you don't want to plug on your other
I
show.
said
you
it
know
was
what
at
I mean?
times, the
Keep it
Father's
separate.
podcast, because I've got to talk about how we met anyway.
But yeah, no, it was Doctor Who Christmas Special 2005. Christopher Eccleston had changed into David Tennant, and I fell in love with David Tennant immediately. And
So what age was that?
So that must have been, I would have probably been about 6 or 5 in there. And I just remember seeing it because I grew up watching it. It was always on in the house when I was a baby. Like reruns because my dad loved it. And then I was like, I want to do that. I want to fly the TARDIS. I want to battle Daleks. I want to do all that cool shit. And I said to my mum, and mum was like, okay, well, we'll put you into... So the Citizens Theatre used to do like a kids kind of theatre group. And it was very, very simple stuff in the world of theatre and that. That was good. It got me interested in it. And then I aged out of that. And then I had to go to Scottish Youth Theatre. And that is
Before
when...
you move on, a few things we need to talk about, right? So when you were watching Doctor Who,
Yeah.
right, because obviously you're a 5-6-year-old, were you socially aware that was actors and none of that's real?
Well, no, not really, I don't think. I think
So you
I just,
actively thought...
I think I just saw, that's on TV,
Yeah,
so there must be some way to do it.
but... So you were saying your dad was a major fan of it.
Yeah, he grew up
Right,
watching
okay. Your dad grew up watching it, he was a major fan of it. And you think about it, you go, he watches that, he likes that. So do you not think, like, it's dead weird because people don't think children have these really big thoughts, right? These, like, really fucking beautiful thoughts, right? I know I did when I went to therapy and I went back and, like, you see it and you go,
Rewind
oh,
it.
I was so socially aware, right? So do you maybe think... You maybe not have thought the thing was real. You might have thought it was fake, right? Well, I fly away in a TARDIS, right? But the correlating thing is, oh, my dad loves it. If I become Doctor Who, I'll make him proud. That's the thing he loves.
Yeah, and that's I suppose to a degree, but there wasn't that kind of like pressure of like being proud. It was just he was going to watch it, so
Right.
it's time to spend with family,
Aye.
And then I fell in love with it.
It's a pure beautiful thing, though. Do you not think, like,
Yeah.
Doctor Who, like this?
Well, it connected
That's what I'm saying, connects
two
families.
generations, like
Aye.
when
And
it came back.
that was the thing we were talking about now. Like, it could potentially ruin that family connection because it is, like, the thing about Doctor Who is it is on BBC. It's a
Yeah.
BBC project. It always will be. That way, you're only going to see it on BBC live. Like, you will. You can sit and watch it with
Yeah.
family. Beautiful, get the dinner, takeaway, whatever, thing away. But the way it's going, that might
Is
not... Yeah.
they want you all to watch it separately in, your own room. They want
But it's not that. I don't think Doctor Who's going to be around much longer because
I
this
don't
one's
think
kind of... Well, you've seen it. I'm trying to watch it because you told me the David Tennant new stuff's class. But you... Like, it's a way now, isn't it? Like, it's basically fucked.
Well, the last week's episode there, last one was actually a really, really good one, and I wish they'd started with that in the new season.
Right, so what was the worry then?
The worry was just that, okay, this is a thing with fans, and it's the exact same for any genre, like Star Wars, Star Trek, and that. So when the new Star Wars films came out, all the fans were like, it's ruined, it's ruined, it's ruined. No, it's just meant for a different set of kids. Like, the original trilogy was made for you as a kid. This is made for... That's why our generation loves the prequel so much. Those are our films, because we were kids then.
So, like, the old...
So it's the same with Doctor Who. So, to me, that era will always be the best that it's going to get.
Right.
But I can respect that, whereas it is not my taste, it's not for me at this time.
Because, so you go, the old Doctor Who was for straight people and the new one's for gays.
Well, the Doctor was always a bit...
I'm obviously kidding.
He
This is the
sexualised
whole
an
point.
alien.
I actually wanted to talk to you about that. The outrage that I seen for him becoming Doctor Who, and I go, yeah, the craziest thing to me is he's a fucking alien.
I know.
Not that
I know.
he's
It
gay.
was the exact same thing when like the Doctor turned into a woman with Jodie Whittaker. It's like
Whoa.
it's a fucking alien.
He doesn't have a gender, mate. He's
No,
like literal.
it's beyond gender.
Yeah, his gender is I'm a doctor. You know what I mean? He's Daniel Petrie.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to bro Daniel.
Panel teacher.
So, right, you go to youth theatre,
yeah.
right? The first thing, you're a 7-year-old. Do you feel any pressure, or there's loads of comfortability? I'm going in here, I'm open-minded,
I
I'm
feel
all ready.
no pressure, but I'm open. Try anything once. And I went along, and I can't remember when it exactly happened, but people would laugh at improvisations I would do.
But have you already been, how long have you had 2 years at school then? Or 1?
And
Primary?
primary. This probably maybe primary 4-ish, something like that.
Right, because that's weird, because you're talking about like in school. So this beautiful thing I think with acting with you, how much it's allowed you to open yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about how you were so like socially uncomfortable, didn't want to speak out, but then you're turning 7?
Yeah.
You go to the Scottish Youth Theatre and you're saying people are starting to laugh into you. You're
Well,
outgoing,
that's it. Yeah, I'm improvising,
right?
and people are laughing and they're warming up to me, and that's a good feeling.
Aye, always, man.
So I think sometimes it's just that as a comedian, you're always testing boundaries to see what works. That was my space to test those boundaries of human interaction. How much is too much of yourself?
What to then
and how
take
much
back
is
to
not
school?
enough for the rest of my life.
That's amazing, mate.
The skills I carried, it's just about. I mean, you get to like. So you go through that and you're like, oh, good, this teaches me how to talk to people. And then you get around 14, 15, you go, no, I can use this as a chance to rebel here. I'm going to go against the status quo and we'll test the boundaries here.
So you get, right, so that's amazing. You basically get to primary, right, but you've had, what, how many years at the Scottish Youth Theatre? 1?
Yeah, probably.
So that's made you comfortable, man. Like that's class. And then you do that. Then how long's that until you go to the?
And then so I did
sits?
that until I was about 16, and then
that long, mate.
yeah. So
that's class.
So the people that I had went with in that first week, the majority of them stayed with me up until I was 16 because I was seeing them every weekend doing
Brilliant.
the things in that. And I mean, I talk to a few of them still these days, but it's hard to keep in contact.
Do you not understand the fucking level of contradiction of what you're doing? You go, I don't want to be a stand-up, and you did stand-up because you went to the Scottish Youth Theatre every time, tried out bits to see what would work in a social situation. What worked, you brought back to society. That's literally what we do.
Just that
Why the fuck do you not want to do it?
I would love to. It's the idea of actually sitting down and writing it that
You don't
terrifies
need-
me.
You don't know because...
But I'm not confident. Nobody should be confident enough to go up on stage without a plan.
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you're going, I don't want to sit down and actively write. You never do, motherfucker, because you're out with me and you're riffing, and then I go, there, that's a bit, and all you need to do is go home and go, where's the spider web here?
Strings.
That's it. It's that simple. Like, genuinely,
Maybe I'll try. Who knows, dog?
Tony Hinchcliffe says, you need to make stand-up your life, but you need to have a life worth talking about. And that's what he says. He goes, I don't just fucking I don't just sit, I need to do this. He goes, I go and experience shit. They go, can I make this funny? And that's
Nobody
what
wants
you do.
to hear about somebody who was safe.
No, mate, and that's something I've learned kind of recently with stand-up. Like, you've seen me recently.
Yeah.
I'm actually doing, because I think a lot of people who are early on, like in my career, they start to talk about politics or they start talking about current events. But the issue with that is, and this is my pure opinion from what I found in my first kind of wee bit for trying that. Like, I tried that my first year, first and a half, didn't work. And it's because nobody knows me as a stand-up.
Yeah.
They go, why the fuck would I listen to you? I can listen to Frankie Boyle talk about this shit. They need to know you first.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been doing. Like, all my latest shit that I've been doing is everything that has happened to me so the audience get to know me and what I'm currently doing, and like, do you know what I mean? And I'm making jokes here, and it's working, and people are, and then see, once I do that, it's like, once I've got that kind of 10 minutes gone, it means I can go talk about other shit and people are more comfortable. And I just don't see why somebody as talented as you, mate, would never want to do it, because I think you would be fucking boom, man. Because you're shit hot. It's like Pierce. You guys have already got the acting out part sorted, man, when it comes to stand up. Like Pierce does these amazing accents, right? And the way he he'll do the bit about America, and he's acting out and he's chewing
Pierce
the
is
pizza.
an accent freaky. He's so
But he's
good at
amazing at it. But he's chewing the pizza when he's doing it, and see that bit makes the imagery.
Oh, it does.
Perfect,
sells it.
man. Aye, that's what I'm talking about. I was like, Pierce, you already know how to sell the bits. I said, you're naturally funny. I went, the more time you do this, the better you get, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And I said, you're going to right to talk. I always say, I think, like, I'll never be the best stand up because I think Pierce Higgins is, in my opinion. Like, the new,
No, you need to be.
he's fucking tremendous, man. And I think if you started doing it now, you'd be up there, mate.
Well,
Because you've given me some tremendous lines for jokes as well.
I know I'm like I feel like I'd be very good at like like live improv, like things like that. I feel like
Billy Kirkwood literally has a night in the stand for that. Monday Night Improv.
but if
Mate,
I
if
went
you
there,
say-
I'd blow it up. It'd be game over.
Motherfucker, I'll mail Billy and be like, here, you want some good improv? Get this motherfucker on.
But no, but then it changed. So once I had left Scottish Youth Theatre, that was kind of not the end of it being like a fun thing, but
Time to get the finer and get serious.
then I went to secondary school and did drama there, and that was more serious kind of stuff. And I had a fantastic drama teacher. He's the only teacher I could ever say that like looked out for me and was a genuine mentor and friend. And that's Jeff Nolan, head of drama.
Shout out Jeff Nolan, man.
Holyrood. I'm still friends with him on Facebook. I don't know if he'll see this.
But mate, it's weird. I think a lot of people don't talk about the impact a certain teacher can have on you.
Yeah.
Because I remember, in primary, I was very deeply damaged, mate. Because obviously it was really early times of being moved in with my mum and dad currently, and I was in a primary school called Tollbray. And mate,
Sounds rough.
I was a lunatic. No, I was a lunatic. Everyone was lovely.
I was the problem.
I was, mate. Like, it was dead weird. I used to like throw chairs at teachers.
Yeah.
And I used to do crazy shit. Like, I used to have to walk. I had to have separate breaks, classes and stuff. Because I was so damaged, mate.
Aye.
And my frustrations, I didn't know what to do. And what you do when you're a kid, you act out, you get violent.
Anger
Yeah.
management.
But there was this one teacher, and she would soften everything. I mean, everything. And mate, it was very beautiful. Because obviously I had my mum and dad, but it's like I didn't have them for that time during the day.
And when you think about it, you spend most of your time growing up in a school with these teachers.
Well, with teachers, because bear in mind, how like realistically, man, you're seeing your mum or dad at that age for two and a half
you're
hours.
7 hours in school during the day,
And then you're coming home, you want to
working
go out
and
play, and you're coming in.
Got the time.
And so they are your mum and dad figures, and it's dead weird. And I don't know what it was, mate. She actually just realised, like the other teachers would be like, he's just a wee dick.
Aye.
That's all he is. He comes for a scheme. He's a dickhead. Get him to fuck. Like, get him out of
Just a
school.
wee bar meal day.
Aye, and she fought for me. Same with Mrs. Innes, like the head. They both fought for me, and they were like, "No, you need to give him time. Like, do you not know you not know the past of this like child?
He's grown. Let him,
You can see like he's starting to
That's
warm.
good teachers are underappreciated.
And mate, I remember she was the only teacher to allow me, right, to write on the wall what I wanted to be when I grew up. The rest wouldn't. Like, no, mate, it was dead sad. This is sad as fuck. Basically, on the wall, everybody got what they wanted to be when they grew up, and because I wasn't in that class,
You didn't get your
I
opportunity.
didn't get to it. And mate, it was like it's on the wall, as in when you walk up,
when
everyone
you see
sees it. And it's like, oh, where's Sean's? And then she obviously took me aside and went, what do you want to be? And then drew it for me and put it up.
So what did you want to do?
I wanted to be a pilot when I was
Pilot?
younger. I wanted to be a pilot,
I feel
mate.
like every kid wants to be a pilot at some point.
It was just because I watched it was like this American video, and basically these guys were on these planes, and there was like these two kind of wave things. And
For a minute, I thought you were going to describe 9/11 to me.
No, I am. That's what I was doing. I was saying two like wave towers, and then they crashed into them. That was what inspired me. Praise Allah.
Whoa.
But I know, mate. That impact of that teacher. So did they right? So you were still at the Scottish Youth because you were there to 16, right? But to fourth year. So when did you take drama? Was it the second you got to high school?
So how it would work in my school is, like, for the first 6 months of the year, I would do drama, and then the other 6 months it would be something else, and it would be in rotation.
Every 6 months? You get a year, man?
Until you get to the age of, like, I think it's like fourth year, that where you can pick classes.
Right.
Then you get them regularly.
You mean third year?
Third year, yeah. Then you can pick them.
Aye.
And I picked drama, and I wasn't even meant to be in his class. I was in another class all the way down the far end of the hall, and Mr. Nolan came in with a student. I can't remember who it was, but they were acting like a dickhead. And he was like, I need to get him out of my class. Let's swap to the teacher.
Yeah.
And he just pointed to me. It was a pure fluke thing, me. Pointed to me. And then that was it. I was in his class ever since.
Wow.
Ever since. And then I loved doing that. Learning about serious plays.
But what year was it again? Sorry, you said you got into his class. Was it?
So
was it
probably,
first year? Or?
No, it was probably fourth year-ish.
You thought your third year? You mean?
Yeah, third year, sorry, yeah.
So you do those 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then you said after 16 was when you went, or is it after school? You have to take it seriously. When did you leave school?
No. So it was in school is when it
Right, that's what I thought you
became
said.
serious.
So when did that occur?
Well, it was just with the... So it was... Well, funnily enough, it was that first year, and you're doing exams and that, and we've all got like serious scripts and that. God, I cannot remember the name of the script I had. I've still got it somewhere. I think
That's serious.
I'll need to dig it out. But it was great, and I fucking killed it, right?
Did you, bro?
Exam,
Oh,
aye,
nice.
and
Of course you
people
did.
were hyping me up.
That's
and
in
the-
my pookie rules.
And the teacher Mr. Nolan was hyping me up, and I just loved it, and that felt good. And I was like, "There's something in this."
So I'll describe my feeling of when I did stand up and see. I'm talking about in the zone.
Yeah,
If you were the same.
yeah.
So the other night when that was one of the times I felt in the zone, was when I went up, right, and I was like, everything's fucking, like everything, mate, even your
Just your
movements
hitting.
in the direction, like everything I was doing, and it felt as though all that hard work that I have done for 2.5 years just to kill it for 10 minutes, like it's so worth it, because it's like all the times I bombed, all the times I've ate shit, not being paid, fucking missed trains, everything, missed opportunities. Just that wee 10 minutes, I just felt, oh, thank God, I felt, the feeling was relief, if I'm being honest. Was yours like that after killing it?
Honestly, no, it was just immense pride in myself. To be honest.
Acting
I
and
felt
stand-up's so
felt
different.
Like the fucking man, because so the most I've ever felt. So when I was in my advanced higher doing drama, it was a really mixed class.
Right.
You know, you'd have so-called popular kids and all that all together in this class. And
What were you?
what was I was an outcast.
Aye.
I'm not afraid to say it. I hung about with some right freaks. In fact, I hope you're watching. I hope you have
No,
a
but
watch.
mate, we are fucking creatures.
No, these were creatures for the Black Lagoon.
Oh my, Boyligan, man, like I know
Actual
what you mean. Aye.
monsters.
But,
I hope
like-
they're not watching this.
So,
But then-
why did you that's so weird, because we ended them into acting.
Well, no, but it was because, so when I had left primary school, I had left with really so I had 2 close friends in primary school, and one moved off to the Outer Hebrides on that summer, and I had one guy who just lived round the corner from me, and we would walk to school together and that.
Right.
And that was, but he knew these guys. But then, you know, Michael and that.
Yeah,
I met
yeah.
people, Billy as well.
Aye.
Met people
I
like
fucking
that.
love Billy.
So I found I love Billy too. So
Billy's
I found
a
my
man.
own wee kind of groups. But then, as I say, but you know yourself in school, you feel separate for other people if you're not in their group or that. And I never felt that less than when I did in that advanced higher drama room. I felt more connected to other people in the school than I had ever done, because
Because you were the man.
yeah, I had something that people could fuck with.
You finally had that Kim Jong-un power.
Well, this is it. It was
Were you starving those poor people, like going in, stealing their lunches and stuff?
no, but I'll never forget. It was the day of the exam,
Yeah.
and I've got to do this. It was All My Sons by Arthur Miller. Great play, one of my favourites. And I'm doing it, and the fire alarm goes off right in the middle of my fucking bit,
That's how lit it was.
and I'm like, oh, and we all had to go out, so we had to evacuate. And I'm standing there wearing my costume and that, talking to the examiner. I'm like, I'm sorry, this has happened. It wasn't a part of it. And she's like, no, it's okay. So I went back in, did it, and with that fucking rage of just that happening, just fucking channeled that emotion and sent it. And then I did a monologue from Henry V. St. Crispin's Day speech. He's rousing up the troops to go attack at the Battle of Agincourt. And not so much to do with my performance, but the words in that monologue are so powerful. Read it,
what
say
are
it to yourself. It will inspire the fucking hell out of you.
Do you know roughly?
God, let me see. There's a few good lines like we few, we happy few, we band of brothers. For he today that sheds his blood with me shall be my brother.
And was it an Asian fella that said that?
No, it was Kenneth Branagh in the version I watched.
So it wasn't an Asian fella.
No, but I remember going up and doing that on like this wee rostrum, this wee table thing, and I remember getting to the end of it, you know, there, and I'm beaming with pride. I've done well in this exam, and I noticed that all the people from my advanced higher class are in the classroom watching.
Wow, mate. Wow.
Because part of the exam is they would need to invite students in for other years to watch it to see how you do with an audience. And my class was all lining up the back there, and I was like, people that I don't even speak to outside of this classroom, I feel connected to you more than I probably ever have.
And it's just through the thing you love doing the most.
Love it.
That's so beautiful, mate. No, it is, mate, because...
No, it is. I wouldn't be here without it.
No, it's a weird... Like, it must be how... Fuck me, man. It must be how... I'm trying to think, and... Must be like seeing how, like, when you watch, like, Shane Gillis, and he, like, have you seen his Creek in the Cave special where it's in a comedy club?
No.
Right, so it's his first special, and it's
On
in
Netflix?
It's on YouTube.
Oh, shit.
So it's the one that blew him the fuck up, right after SNL. But there's like a really beautiful connection within a comedy club, like compared to a theatre, right? I've only done a few theatres, right? So I'm just going through my experience. And even when I'm watching, I feel less intimate. So it's like that pure weird control, beautiful moment where like you're in a club because it's so intimate. You both come together in the unity of humour, whereas you are coming in the unity of acting. Is that along the summer line?
Well, see, I think
am I talking shit?
No, because I think you're right about that. With the difference is so comedy clubs, it's all very much on the level. Like, I mean, apart from your height, you're near enough at people's eye level. When
Bro,
sitting
I'm
down.
actually below motherfuckers. Like.
And on a theatre, obviously, it's a raised stage.
Yeah.
So that distance is natural, but I think it's just.
So see, with acting, you like on a theatre, it doesn't matter as much for you.
It doesn't matter because they're not there.
Yeah.
You cannot give them attention unless it's a pantomime or that. Then you can send it.
Like, yous are the story.
Yeah.
It's weird. No, and we're telling it. Does that make sense?
Well, there's this wonderful thing that Pete Holmes says, and I would say it when I was in college doing drama and that before going on stage.
Right.
I'd go, thank you, God, or whatever gods are out there. I know it is not within me, but through me that this energy's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
It's like being a conductor. You're conducting the story, whereas that's you, or it's me doing it with a portrayal of a character. You're just conducting that energy.
But aye, so what I meant is they already know the story from yous.
Mm-hmm.
We're telling one that they don't know.
Well, that's it. You're telling it. They're seeing it.
Aye, whereas they're just remembering it. We use.
But that's because that's the beauty about stand-up and why it's so personal, because it is your telling. Like, you and I could sit in a room, something could happen, a gunman could come in here, and you and I stand-up set would be completely different from one another. Because it's your spin on it and it's my spin on it.
Yeah. That's why I think I get really frustrated with acting. I think that's where my frustration, like when I'm doing it. Like, I think that's where, I don't know, like I can't do stuff that's been done.
Been done.
Aye.
Well, that's
so like, see with yous, I had so much fun because yous allowed me as well. Like that, I think that's one of the very beautiful things. See when I work with yous, like anybody who goes to work with you guys, you fucking let us work.
Aye.
So if I had like a stupid line, I wasn't involved in this scene, right? Wasn't involved in it, but I basically said, "Oh, why didn't you get Paul to kind of walk by?" And it's like a wee Easter egg, and you just went quality.
Great.
Whereas anybody else's baby, I know me, I'm going ape shit.
Well, no,
you just let us work.
Well, this was the beauty about doing that project, and I think I said that in like the interview about it. It was like we were working with the bros, people we liked and trusted, and that, and we know who we're working with, obviously. So yeah, of course, we wouldn't have brought you on if we didn't think you weren't going to contribute something.
Yeah,
you know.
I know, mate, but I think I suck so bad at acting now.
No, I don't think. I think sometimes you do, right? I'll no lie, but you're better than what you were.
And I don't know how.
It's just a case of
I've
doing
just
it.
watched more.
Well, this is it. I had said that to Lewis before he
Aye.
obviously didn't get into drama school, into that college. But
But mate,
I
I
said to him,
tell Lewis, this is why
the
don't
point you're
understand.
at in your acting journey is you just need to observe. You're observing everything. I was like, I even did this. I gave him films that are must-sees you need to watch, and I go, here are films you will not like, I'm telling you now, but you will get something from it.
So that's your advice for starting
Watch,
actors?
watch. Go to galleries, watch people, watch. There's an exercise that I used to do for like doing character parts. So if it was a character of like an older gentleman or that, I would go to Kelvin Grove Art Gallery. I would sit there. I would pick out one fucking guy, and then I would keep my distance, but I would try to emulate the walk.
So you need to like baby reindeer someday?
Sometimes you do.
Wow.
Sometimes you just need to baby reindeer a motherfucker.
Because I couldn't comprehend that the other day. Like when you were telling me that.
What?
It's fucking mind-boggling to me to go watch somebody else and go, I'm going to be them, because as in a stand-up, I go, I don't give a fuck about anybody else. I need to be me for you motherfuckers to know me and like me.
Well, I suppose that also goes on to the... I think as much as actors and comedians share similarities, there's also great differences. Like,
Majorly,
I believe that a great part of, and I think if any actor says otherwise, they're lying to you. It's that part of satisfaction of being somebody else for a bit. For that time you're on stage. Like, it's so freeing not being you.
So why is that? Why do you not like being yourself? Because it's weird. I don't, but I need to be.
Well, obviously, I say that. You are still yourself. You need to put your performance into it, but isn't you? And particularly when it's like an accented character or that, it's just easier to slip into. It's like the things you say almost aren't you.
But why do you find comfortability in that? So, I don't know, it's dead strange.
It's probably just that innate fear that we've all got. I mean, stand-up comedians have got it as well, of being...
unwanted. That's my fear.
Unwanted and wanting to be liked, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A comedian doesn't go on stage because he doesn't want people to not like him.
No, I only want people to like me.
Aye, exactly. That's what you want, and sometimes as an actor you go, maybe a character's a way of bridging that.
So you feel if I'm not myself, people will like me more. That's why you find comfortability in acting?
Yeah, pretty much. It gives you a chance to know people more without being you. It's almost as if you're out the room like a fly on the wall.
Wow, mate, that is insane, huh?
It's a way of like fucking with people from a distance. Do you know what I mean?
It's very strange though. Your bridge is... So I think mine is more better for my mental health, whereas yours is more damaging.
Yeah.
If you think, because me as a stand-up, right, in my journey, I have to learn everything about myself
you need
to
to
make it unpack everything, and then I know to do that and to do it in a stable mind, I must go to therapy to be better, to access these bits for people who I love, like the people who come see me, to be a better performer. Whereas with you, like that's my gap. I need to be mentally better.
Aye.
For them to love me more. Whereas your mental gap is you have to become, your bridge, like the gap, is being someone else.
Aye.
Fuck me, mate. And that's how you see people when they method act, they go so far.
That's how it goes, aye.
Wow.
That's how you get that.
Why didn't you fucking tell me that before?
Situation. I mean, you need to save it, golden.
No, mate, that is tremendous, though, because I never thought that. Yeah. I never thought like that correlation. Of course, that's why you want to be an actor. You want to be somebody else.
You
so
don't want to
loved.
be. Yeah, it's an uncomfortable world. Why you've got an option not to be that?
Does that affect relationships with you sometimes? Do you think?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because you're not like you're like, oh, what if I portray this guy and they might like that?
You need, because you need to be. I've never done it, like lie to somebody, like not been who I am.
I know what you mean,
but you need to
sell yourself.
That you need to sell yourself, like really overworking it.
Aye, that's what I'm saying. So do you ever?
And at that point, sometimes you need to dial back. Like you'd go. Really, like some days you're really, really selling yourself, and then some days you're not selling yourself enough.
But my thought is, are you sometimes when you're out on dates, are you sometimes picking up traits from a performance you've done in an actor, something you've seen, and going, I think she'll like this? Has that ever been in you?
No, I wouldn't say like that, but I think I'm definitely probably more like a heightened version of myself.
Yeah. I think we all are on
Aye,
dates
you all
though.
are. You're a bit more.
Because I won't sit.
There's a bit more about
Aye.
you. You know
I'm
what
not
I
going
mean?
to sit there and pick fucking Cheeto dust at my belly button in front of her on the first
No.
date. I'm saving that for the second date.
No, but I mean, we all. I've probably emulated people but no knowing I'm doing it. We all do it.
I used to emulate Mark Normand. This was a really weird thing. See, after my suicide attempt, I really didn't want to be myself.
Aye.
And it was a dead strange thing that brought me out of trying to be something to get to function, mate, to just go out the fucking house. And bear in mind, like, man, I'm still having to gig,
Aye.
run a podcast and edit clips and do
And
it all day and work, and everything in my work don't care.
No, aye, no.
Like, I think I've told this story. where-
Yeah.
I don't know if I said it on here. Basically, there's a company called Oak Furniture Land,
Bastards.
right? And there was a guy who worked there who had killed himself.
Aye.
And then the next day, obviously his best friend was still at work. And Oyas came in, and we only all found out through being out doing a job and getting a text, not from the manager. So the manager didn't go, but just to let you know, so-and-so has passed away during the night. If you guys need any help, counselling, or even
Aye,
sent his best,
support.
even sent his best friend,
Uh-huh.
what you doing? Go home. Your best friend's dead, dog. We'll
Aye.
look after you. That's how much a piece of shit that guy is. His name's Ian.
Well, at the end of the day, you're
Okay,
just...
I can't call his name.
No, but at the end of the day, and
Aye.
I've realised this, but you're just a fucking number.
No, you're to these things. That's the weird thing. No, but like, so like during all that period, like I'm around suicide.
Aye.
I've just tried to kill myself and stuff, and I really just didn't want to be myself, mate. And I basically just like I binged watched so much Mark Normand.
Aye.
Like that's all I was watching was comedy. Because I'm like, the thing I love the most. Please make me feel
Aye,
better.
cheer me up.
Please, like I love you. Like I loved my ex. I wanted to die.
Aye.
I couldn't love somebody anymore because it became my ex. So the other thing that I'd loved, I only loved two things really. Do you know what I mean? At the time, obviously my friend and stuff. But you know what I mean? Like majorly.
Comedy and train.
Aye, comedy and pussy. That was what I loved basically. And one specific pussy. And that was it, mate. Like I basically started going out. Like I had to, because I couldn't not do stand up.
Yeah.
So I was like, the only way I could do this is if I start doing some finger guns and Mark
Aye.
Normand stuff to
Picking up.
just to make
Traits,
myself
aye.
comfortable, mate. To,
Yeah, aye.
to function.
Well, that's exactly the thing, mate. It's just like,
Uh,
you know that
so
you're
I know
Mark
what you
Normand,
feel.
but
No,
you're
but I know how you
channeling
feel.
that.
I know how you feel
Right,
now.
aye.
And it was just that's fucked up, mate. But I now know what you mean.
And then, to round up the acting story,
Mm-hmm.
went to Langside College, where I met Pierce, the Turk,
Aiden.
Aiden, did Jamaica Street. Still doing it. And that brings us to here.
So obviously I spoke about us doing Jamaica Street. Did you think at the time when you first started acting, you would be this far, like where you are? Because I say this to Pierce, and I don't think you guys pat yourself in the back enough. The age you are, with the level of achievements you have already got at such a young age, motherfucker, it's like John Mulaney-esque. Do you guys not understand this? Pierce Higgins, right, and you have created a Chewing the Fat-esque universe. Chewing the Fat is no, it's not even, Chewing the Fat isn't just, oh, it's Scottish, like, no, it shaped culture.
Aye.
Like, the entire culture
Well,
of
aye,
Scotland.
well, how
mate.
many lines do you say that are like
Aye.
a day that are for all
Not
that?
even that. My generation, the next generation, they
Yep.
create stuff. Like, you guys have created catchphrase, like, stuff where I go, holy fuck.
Well, I'll never forget. It was the craziest thing. So I run the Jamaica Street Instagram, and it was one day in work, and we had a video that just came out that had done something like 1 million views on that.
Uh-huh.
It was in the early days. It was a video about you know, when you go to like a Cafe Needles, they've always got the books.
Yeah.
It was
I
that
remember
video,
one, yeah.
and I was like, "You're not thinking, Pierce. You're never thinking." Well, somebody had sent a photo of it was their pal's birthday, and they got them like a Millie's cookie cake that said, "You're not thinking, Pierce. You're never thinking."
That is,
On
mate,
it, and I was like, "That is fucking crazy.
Yeah, I feel like greeting. That's
That is
amazing,
fucking
mate.
crazy." I think I've still got the photo on my phone. Like I saved it. I was like, "That's crazy. That's
That's beautiful.
interactions with fans are the best, man."
We've spoke about this. The difference between now you like now answer that question. Did you think Hughes would be where he's at, mate? Because that's so iconic, mate. A Millie's cookie. I know. Mate, I've never even had
They're
one for
fucking dear. I know.
no, but I've never even had one for my birthday.
No.
Never mind a motherfucker's quote on it.
Never, I
That's
know.
Martin Luther King-esque, mate. Do you know what I mean? That's the Millie's cookie. I had a dream, and Pierce, you're not thinking. Do you know what I mean? That's crazy.
But it was all. It was a crazy journey, the TikTok thing, because I mean I've said it before in the Fatherless, but I'll say it here. It started out with us writing a play for the Fringe with a girl in the class, so it was me and Pierce and this girl. And
Diversity.
And she had a TikTok that was like 10,000 followers or that. And she was like, do you want to be in one? We're like, yeah, sure, we're writing this thing anyway, why not? See what it's about. Because I wasn't in it at this point, I didn't have it downloaded. And we just started doing it. And me and Pierce were coming up with ideas, we were firing them from the hip, like coming with notepads full of ideas and that. And we were doing it, and we got to 100,000 subscribers, and we were like, oh, this is going to be amazing. We'll do a special where we go in front of the camera and just say how much we hate all the fans.
I loved it.
And then this lass's just started acting dead weird with us. She was like, my mental health took a toll. I don't know if I can do it. And we were like, right, fair, we get it. But we're pals, so let's just go for a coffee. We'll hang out, shoot the shit. And she didn't show up that day. And then we were in college, and a guy asked her to be in a TikTok, and she was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then we were like, what the fuck are we, Scotch Mist then? And we asked her, we were like, what's happening? If you don't want to do it, if you want to do it with us or not, tell us.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, it's I don't know if I should say this, but she used to have...
I'm also thinking all of this, should you be saying all this? Will Pierce go apeshit?
No.
Alright. Can you edit me saying the apeshit bit then?
Anyway, and then it's the story of what happened, and then we just went that's it, we stopped doing the videos with her, we went our own way, and me and Pierce were like, what are we going to do here? Because we're starting getting recognised in that.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we reached 100k in this, on her channel. We were like, I said we just get right back into it. We were coming up with the ideas, we were shooting from the hip, we can do this on our own. And we did it, and we've been killing it ever since, to be honest. It's a nice
Killing
feeling.
it is a motherfucking understatement. And that's how we met.
We did, because you messaged.
I am mate, I have said this to so many people. The beautiful thing about the podcast, like the Fatherless podcast, is the people that come on,
Yeah, man.
I become best friends with them.
Oh, hi. I think you need to just
but
have that freedom to interview.
I think a lot of people think, oh, I'll just come on and like plug my shit and that's it. It's like, no, I want to know you, let's be motherfucking friends.
Well, that's the beauty. I don't know, maybe it's the way you pick guests, but like when you asked us on, we had nothing to plug. Like we were just there because, we'd seen your stuff on like Insta and that, and we were like, oh, seems like a pretty chill dude, you know what I mean? Let's go see what this dude's about. And you were jacked to say, and we were like, well, that's a good number to have in case you're in trouble with the mob or that.
Yeah, mate, I'm gonna come up.
And then we did the pod, and we were like, I go out for a drink after that.
Mm-hmm.
That's back when you were drinking, that shows the time. And that was it, pals ever since.
So, from the first episode of you being on, did you think you'd become a co-host or we'd become this close?
I didn't.
I really didn't.
Because it's that thing as well, you go, and you do that quite a lot in like the creative business that we're in, you go, it's sometimes hard to tell if this is a person you're going to keep about or if this is just a chance meeting.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
Obviously, like I think I've maybe had like 100 guests. I'm not best friends with all of them.
No.
I know them, we're friendly.
Friendly, but...
Aye, but
like,
some people don't want to.
No,
And
which is fair, you need to respect that.
No, mate. This is what I keep telling people. I was like...
Because
the prime example, right? Kaz Milligan, right? Him and I on the camera, all right. Off camera, I don't think we get on.
No.
Because it's nothing bad. Like, we don't hate each other, we don't dislike each other. Like, mate, I respect everything that man is doing.
Yeah.
Like, he is trying his fucking best to actually create a better life for himself and others, because he has brought a lot of people with him. Fair play. But him and I just, there's something where we just don't connect. Like,
got for different cloths.
Aye, that's it. That's all. I think
which is fair, because you can't like everyone.
No, the only common thing is I kind of like boxing. People know I'm more of a MMA guy.
Aye.
I only fuck with heavyweight or really elite boxing.
Aye.
Or like Scottish fellas who I know. That's it. Like, so there's nothing really there. Obviously, we spoke for like an hour and 40 minutes, but that's because I'll do my motherfucking research when somebody's coming on. And also, I said I was going to kill him because I hated him before. But that was my again, assumptions are bad.
Aye.
But it's really beautiful, mate, that you and I have become so close, and now we can.
Man, I see you more than I see my dad.
Mate, I think people are beginning to think we're together.
Well, I think the only thing that means we're not dating is the lack of gay sex.
Aye, and we should up it.
Shoot up it.
But there's a couple of serious things. Like, I was talking about my suicide attempt.
Now we're getting serious.
Aye, mate, because we're fucking around there. You know? But I was talking about my suicide attempt. Now, one of the key things that had saved my life, like in this span of a year, isn't it? Well, it's a year and a month now. I'm just going to say a year. Would have to be you and I actually spending so much time together,
Yeah.
and you providing me in the aid of psychedelics.
Well, no, cannabis.
No, that's it. Aye, that's it. Literally, just you went like that. It was along the lines of basically I'd been doing therapy for a long time, and I couldn't quite access a little bit in my brain. So now this is not recommended by the therapist, but I have told her numerous times, and she understands, and she always asks me, "How you keeping up with the wee jellies? You all right?" Because she knew as well the only way I was gonna, because mate, basically therapy took me back because I have complex PTSD. Right, it took me back to certain situations that I could remember, and it's very weird, right? Because I didn't know it was real. Because my obviously your subconscious hides bad bits. It goes no. Or
Let's not talk about this.
Let's like try and make this bit a bit more light. So like she took me back to the event of obviously what my dad had done to me on a put a knife from my hand on a stool, and I felt the entire thing, right. But then there was other situations where I was trying to go back and I wasn't in the room. I couldn't quite get in it like how I used to. Like it basically they take you to it, mate. You're actually in the event. That's why it's very dangerous. Like she has to take you out gradually, and it's basically to separate the now from the past, because that's what PTSD is. Is that I'm living all the same emotions and feelings in my body is what I felt when I was there, and it's now, and it's not real.
No, but your body just doesn't know.
But my body, and that helped. But there was events I couldn't, mate, and I basically went. I was very I'm not doing drugs.
Aye.
And but what I didn't realise was, oh, you're not doing drugs, Sean, but guess what you're doing? Drowning yourself in alcohol all the time. So I basically didn't do alcohol and then substituted for weed. But it wasn't dangerous. Like this is what I kept telling people. I was like, I had to explain to my mum. Like my mum's very anti-drug. Obviously Christian background, very religious woman. No. Like nothing. And I went out one night and I had took shrooms to get this bit in my brain, mate. And it fucking worked. Like it fucking worked, mate, because
I mean,
I'm here. That's how I know.
Well, you know, it was very much of like, because it was the same thing with my mum when she found out that, you know, of smoking and that.
Yeah.
That.
What was your mum's reaction then?
Oh, she went fucking apeshit.
Right, because my mum's reaction was
fucking apeshit.
My mum's reaction was, get the fuck up the stairs. Like,
I mean,
what are you doing
to be
in your
fair,
life?
I understand where my mum's coming from. It's a point of she cares. I grew up in Castle Milk. You know, I grew up with the bad drugs.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
just that's why my mum was raging.
The wiring. They just don't know.
Yeah. Well, do you know the funniest part is like, obviously I went to my mum this and she thought shrooms were along the line of fentanyl. As in she went, you can overdose and die for that. And I went, motherfucker, you crazy? I went, what's going to happen? I fall asleep.
The only way you're going to die is if you have a badge and decide to jump out a window.
Aye, that's it. But the experience, I'll just tell you, the experience of shrooms is, for me,
wild,
life-changing. And I've told this to other comics, right, who are suffering from very bad depression. I says, you can't take weed when you're actually very depressed.
No.
You can't take shrooms when you're very depressed. It says you won't get the answers you need. It says you go to therapy and these things unlock the thing for you to come in next week.
It's an aid.
Aye, but it unlocks that thing for you to discuss next week and go, remember that bit I couldn't get?
Aye, I've figured that out.
Here it is here. And then it fixes things.
Yeah.
Don't rip the cunt butt and go, all right, I'm mentally unstable. I'm going to do a shit ton of weed. Because what it does is depress you more.
No. And not even that, even if you're absolutely fine, it's not something I think everybody needs.
No. Dave Attell's got this beautiful thing, right, where he talks about, he's obviously an ex-alcoholic, cocaine addict and stuff like that. He goes, everybody's addicted to something. He goes, whether it be caffeine, sex, whatever.
Yep.
He goes, cigarettes, whatever you want to talk about. He goes, you just have to find the thing that you won't ruin your life.
Yeah, the addiction you can live with.
The addiction you live with. He goes, for me, his was obviously coffee, stuff like that, and for me, it's weed. Like,
definitely.
Because I know can't like alcohol. You've never seen me drunk. That's why I'm.
I've seen you pretty drunk.
Aye, but not like 2 litre bottle of vodka drunk and
right,
stuff.
no, well that's crazy.
Not in like mate. There was times I wasn't telling anybody where I'm in the house hammered, like on my own,
bad,
and I'm walking to the shop. Mate, I've not told my mother this or MD to be fair, right, mate. There was like about a 2-month span where I would walk to the shop. This is when I was like unemployed.
Aye.
I'd walk to the shop for opening, bottle of whiskey, home, drink
Drink it and then
all day.
just watching telly.
Aye.
And then came at the other end of it though.
No, I know, but I'm saying like when people think I'm lying, like see,
Aye.
this is the part that's really frustrating when I'm telling people I can't drink because I'm alcoholic. They think because I'm funny all the time. They think I'm
Aye.
kidding. I'm like, no, mate. Like for 2 months, I was like drinking a full bottle of fucking
Aye.
white Mackay whiskey.
Crazy.
Like,
It's not even that nice.
no, it's disgusting, but it was cheap and obviously didn't
Were you
have a
mixing
job.
it or having it straight?
I was mixing it because it was all the way throughout the day.
Oh, yeah.
So I was nursing it because I was like, I don't have money, and that's what I'm saying.
Did
That's
the 2 litre bottle last you during a full day?
Aye, that's why I'm saying that's how I know I was in alcohol, because I was like, I don't have the money to substitute buying a couple of bottles a day. If I buy one, I can nurse it all day and be
Aye.
fucked.
Fair dues.
So
Fair dues.
aye, and but there was like this is a weird thing that you and I had spoke off camera about eating disorders.
Yeah.
So it's clear like you have some form of
Yeah.
eating disorder, and I have like I don't like you've never. This is a weird thing. We've never spoke about this.
No,
and we're like
no.
best friends.
Because I think it's also as well the interesting dynamic is, whereas yes we both have eating disorders, they're
Aye.
both kind of different ends of the spectrum. I suppose maybe not for you. I mean you're hardly anorexic, but
No, but like that's the thing they talk about with like eating disorders. It's nothing to do with your weight.
I know it's
It's-
your view on food.
Aye, and I have a terrible relationship with it. And-
Defo's I'm a comfort eater.
right. So I'm also mate.
Aye.
Well, I eat my
Ice cream doesn't judge you.
I drink, eat, or whatever my
Aye.
feels. So like, wait, how do you think that stemmed? Like, where was the first moment where you realised you turned to food?
I don't think there's an exact moment you realise it within yourself, but I mean, my family are obviously heavy set people. You know, it's hard to say that your family are fat fuckers on the podcast.
No, but mate, like,
but hefty in that, and
Yeah.
and then we are all the
I
same.
want
So,
that clipped up just individually. It's hard to say your family are fat fucks.
but
Something like that on a Millie's cookie.
your family are fat fucks.
Yeah.
But it's probably a mix of nobody's fault, but learned behaviour. Growing up in that
You think you
environment, with
learnt
a
that then?
I think it's a mix of learnt behaviour and then
Comfort.
genetic, probably.
Aye, well, aye. Majorly, it is, mate. Like,
I know
Aye.
it's genetic, but then I'm also picking it up because it's what the people around me are doing,
but it's the comfort thing you're feeling.
Aye.
So that's where it becomes an eating disorder.
and it was always
Are you indulging? That's what you're doing.
yeah. And in
every
my
time.
house, like food was always a celebratory thing. Like something would happen.
Again, Doctor Who.
Yeah,
Food.
Yeah.
What's up to happiness.
food, that would be
comfortability.
comfortability.
That's where it all kind of
All
revolves
comes
around.
down to that.
But so like, what is the craziest munch you've had?
Don't know. Just Eats was maybe the worst thing because even though that
Right.
isn't particularly crazy food, it's easy to rack up quite a big bill.
Hit me with it.
It was probably I was stoned to the gills, mind you, right?
Of course.
It was probably about 35 quid spent in KFC for myself.
35 quid.
Aye. Didn't even eat it all, but still, fuck it. I didn't care.
But then, like, so are you doing that 3 times a day? Is that how you get that size? I don't mean spend 35 quid. I mean having that volume of food. Is that how you ended up
Well,
this
I
size?
don't even so much its volume, but I think it's just consistently eating the wrong things.
In
It's
large,
maybe a normal portion,
in large
but
quantities.
yeah,
But
yeah.
aye.
But if you're having that, if you're having something unhealthy 3 meals a day, it adds up.
You're eating high calorific food that's not large in proportion. I know
And
what you
then growing up in Castlemilk, I don't know if you know this, and this is something I've talked about before, but Castlemilk is literally the only place I can think that doesn't have a supermarket. There is no supermarket in that area. If you want to get fresh groceries, you need to go on a bus, or
And
you
you
need to
don't
get a taxi or that, and
So
you need to
it's-
drive.
So you.
So there's literally nothing there. It's what you can get at the corner shop
So now how you're talking, right? Right. So what you're basically saying,
or the 101.
the eating disorder comes from convenience and comfortability.
Well, that's that lack of
and-
options as well.
All right, well, that's what I'm saying. Convenience, comfortability, learned behaviour,
Yep.
and tradition.
Mhm.
And but the comfortability is obviously the main stem.
Yeah.
So was it basically any time something didn't go your way, you were feeling upset, you were basically heading towards snacks, food to bring
Aye.
warmth?
Yeah.
And oh mate, that's so. I feel so sad hearing that, bro.
But I think it's
No, because mate, I love you. I'd never want you to. You feel so sad and like you have to eat to feel
I,
better.
I,
man.
I mean, you have good days and bad. You know what I mean? I think it's just the thing that I think I've learnt from being pals with you and hearing your recent therapy journey is that, like, you and I are, and it's very much not something that is common in, you know, the west of Scotland, but and I can say this with most of the bros, we're all very open to one another. Like, I tell you everything, and you tell me everything.
Dog, I FaceTime you when I shit.
But there's always. Well, have I had a bit of bad advice from any of my bros about anything?
No,
I think I've gained so much emotional intelligence from the people you incorporate into your life, and
I think it's also, I'm like 6 years older, no, 5 years older than you.
yeah.
And people may not think that's a big difference, but between the age of 23 and 26,
Aye.
like, that was major for me. Because 27 to 28, literally, that changed my life.
Well, for you, MILFs are just age appropriate women.
MILFs are really age appropriate.
That's not a strange relationship for you.
But I think that's a pure weird thing that it's like men don't talk.
Men don't talk.
No, but and it was that. But I think we see what happened to me. Everyone went, no, we have to. Because I think like a major event when that happens to a friend, like even I went, you need to tell me anything that's wrong with you because I need to be there
And
whatever's
I think
going
that
on.
as well. That's the beauty about the stand up. I've got a lot of love for the stand up community, even though I'm not like in it. But it almost felt as if that when you had your attempt, that everybody's world kind of halted for a bit.
Yeah.
There's like, because it's a small number, it isn't a big number of the familiar faces.
No, mate, no.
We all need to support one another.
Personally, it crashed into my garage.
Because I'll never forget, because he phoned me when he was leaving yours to tell me, because I didn't know, because we weren't that close at that point.
I know.
And then I thought, oh shit, I probably better talk to this motherfucker.
No, look, it's. But we've got like a wee bit left. But there's one key thing, and obviously I've asked the question, and I think it's going to be like a running theme, and it's going to cause conflict between families, so it's amazing. That's why I keep asking.
Nice.
I know the answer to what you are because you helped me with the becoming better at being a mummy's boy.
Yeah.
So I had to learn. So I've learnt behaviour. I've had to reprogram and learn behaviour in the past year and 10 months. And one of them was a crucial thing of becoming closer with my mum.
I love my mum. She's my
But that's what I'm saying. With seeing the beautiful relationship you had with your mum, it really helped me be open with my mum. But I think what a lot of people don't understand is you're also a great guy. Like, mate, the things you do for your mum is crazy. Because, like, if you don't mind me saying, like, your mum has a disability.
Yeah.
And you mate, we'll be on the phone, you'll be like, dog, give me 2 seconds. You prioritise that woman so much, and it's beautiful, mate. It's so beautiful.
It'd be an understatement to say she's done everything for me.
Yeah.
She has. And then even now, even through the throes of disability and her going through her own struggles, she's been a great friend, a great soldier, and she still fights for me, even though it's that I literally it's not anything because anybody would do it. You'd do it if it was your mum.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't. That woman's she is rotting in the corner.
Why? I know. I say this to my mum all the time. What's the point of looking after you? You're over 80. You're gonna die. And it's like, if I look after you, I could be looking after somebody. I could give those funds, all that looking after material,
God, I hope
to somebody
she's
that's
not watching
young.
this, but
She's always watching.
No, I love my mum. She's done everything for me, and I think it's the least I can do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She brought me into this world, and she's always reminded me she can take me out of it.
Is it? Knowing your mum and her saying that is so funny. But it must be difficult for you.
It's hard.
Yeah.
And it's hard seeing the physical side of it. Like, I literally said to my mum the other day, I was like, I can't remember the last time I saw you walking away at sticks.
Oh, man.
And I would just wish I would have, if I knew, I would have held on to it, more that memory, because I don't even...
I mean, we could take them off her.
I think she wouldn't get
No,
very
I know,
far.
I'm kidding, sorry. I can't be too serious.
And then, what else? I was going to say something else, though. I know, I wish I would have appreciated...
her more when she had them.
Her more when she had it. I wish we had done more. I wish we won there. And that plays into it as well, because obviously Waite's got to do a wee bit with a disability that we just... And it's the same dream I've got for my mum. I don't want it to hold her back. I don't want this disability to hold her back. She's rewatching Benidorm at the minute, and I said, Mum, if me and you went there, would you please go on a scooter just for you to get a week in the sun?
Immense, mate.
She's like, absolutely. And I'm like, well, I will help you do that. You know
Let's
what I
go,
mean?
dog.
Let's fucking go.
Let's get this.
Life doesn't stop.
Let's get the Patreon booming,
Life
man.
doesn't
Pay for
stop
this.
because you're disabled.
No,
so
well,
keep
that was,
pushing through.
and I love that. Like, it's something I'll bring up to Matty, but Matty McDonald is a beloved comic of ours, one of the
bros, love him.
And he says that thing, and I think that might actually stem from me having old parents, you having a parent with a disability.
Yeah.
Is he says, I like how you don't treat us fragile.
No.
And I was like, why? You're a human.
Aye.
I mean, I don't love you because you've got cerebral palsy.
No.
I mean, I love you because of your
what you offer.
Yeah, and it's the same with your mum.
It's the exact same.
So, and I think that's a thing, like, yeah, obviously you care for them in a different way,
Yeah.
right? As in, you're a bit more attentive. But, like, I'm not going to cut about and be like, oh, here, Matty, I'm going to walk super slow,
Aye.
condescendingly. So it's like, no, like...
But see that as well, and I know I've not got long left, but
Aye.
there's a weird switch that your brain flicks as on, like, well, like, you do know, like, if you, like, slow down because I'm walking with her and she's walking slower, that... It's not like I speed up. I drop my speed, but
Casually.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I'm in autopilot. Your brain just flips.
You do it in a way that's not cunty.
No.
Like, you don't make a song and dance like, I'll wait for you. You
it's
go
just...
with them.
I'm meant to be here with you, so why would I not want to
Well, that's the thing.
be next to you?
And I think that's what Matty, your mum, and like I know my mum and dad like appreciate because they're like, yeah, we're not fragile. We just so happen to be maybe
people.
Aye, that's it. And
Just unlucky.
I don't know, mate. And but mate, I absolutely love you, and mate,
Thank you
I've
much, man. I
got
love you
so
too,
many
bro.
more questions.
I know.
But mate, again, if you want him on the second season, just you guys let us know.
I'll come on again. Don't worry. Dog.
But every episode, I think I'm getting better. This is well better than the Roger one, and Roger killed it. I didn't.
This has felt very natural. You've done very well.
But mate, I genuinely love you.
Love you too, man.
Thank you so much for being so open with me, bro.
Oh my god, dog.
And I'll always be there for you, homie G.
Always G. I'll be there for you when the rain starts to fall.
But guys, this has been another episode, man, and we'll see you next week.
Ciao.